Going well. You can see the beautiful Cuyamaca Mountain in the background there. It's a beautiful day. I thought I'd do, if that's possible, I doubt it. Thought I'd do a quick one on a couple topics. One topic is Bitcoin will go to by 2020. There's actually a very well thought out chart that shows Bitcoin will hit 91,000 by March 2020. I'll share with you, and then we'll talk about the which are the initial coin offerings and how successful are they doing right now this year. And with that, I'd like to thank my subscribers and those that are hitting the like. Appreciate that on YouTube, and getting a lot of views on Facebook too. Kind of surprising, but anyway, just trying to get the word out there, get education, get people smart. This cryptocurrency thing is going to happen, and it's actually more than just money. If you've been watching any of my videos, you'll find that out. So it might be something you want to check out because it's going to affect you. It's going to definitely affect your kids. And the college kids are much more up on the curve than those of us who are maybe in our 30s, 40s, and up. So let's check that out. Let's get educated. There's opportunity. My disclaimer is I'm not a financial advisor. Cryptocurrency speculative in most cases. All your money, or you could make some money. It depends. So there's no promises here. These are just my opinions for what it's worth, and hopefully of some entertainment value. So with that, let's get right into it. An article, you know, all these big wigs, Warren Buffett and all these guys are all worried about, you know, they're always talking about cryptocurrency, and they're in the banking industry. So they have some special. Banking is centralized. It's controlled. It's controlled by powerful people. It's controlled by the government. And cryptocurrency is not. So, you know, there's pros and cons to that, right? So it's not regulated. So it's, and as we get more regulation, how we view it and how we deal with the bad guys and all that stuff. Let's see who's looking at me. Somebody's looking. Hello, hello. Oh, here's no one. Victor. Hey, Victor. What's up, bro? I'm not too good at keeping tabs on who's listening in, so forgive me if I don't immediately see your name. But anyway, just graphed here on I think it was Forbes, and Lee, who is actually Tom Lee, he's in charge of the Fund Start Global Advisors. He's team. Also another gentleman, Allinz, Allianz. I'm terrible with names, I apologize. He's the head of the global economic strategies. He thinks it's going to fall to zero. Okay, this is what you got. You got one guy who thinks it's going to go to zero, but as long as there's demand, it'll be worth something. And there's definitely demand, because Bitcoin back in 2009 was, you know, like not even just a few cents. It's just a buck or two. It wasn't much. I remember. And then it's gone up as high as almost 20,000. So it is going to go up, and most people who are doing the charts and look at, you know, who's holding it and how many coins are out there, and you know, a certain amount of coins actually have gotten lost, because in fact, I lost some early on when I first started with Bitcoin. You know, it was really hard to do. You had to, you know, program this wallet, and it wasn't, and even though it's kind of still a little bit, it's not super easy now. It's getting easier all the time, but and the company that held the wallet, they went out of business. You had to pay a fee for your wallet back then. It was crazy. So very little, but that's lost, you know, probably a fraction of a Bitcoin. So I'll never get it back. It's just the way it is. But anyway, these guys have all done their research. He really feels that there are trends, short term and long term, and you can go to Forbes.com and look up an article called, I don't know if you could see that, but it says chart shows Bitcoin hitting 91,000 by March 2020. And actually there's a lot of other estimates that are very high like this, even higher. And he's created this very good chart that's trending the bear market, the bull market, the moving average, and it shows a lot of interesting trends that are in the market. And you've probably heard of them are, Bitcoin goes through this trend where every 18 months, if you bought it, after a big rise and it drops, if you start buying it within 18 months, and even if you just put in like once a week or something, the average is like 200% gain. So there are ways to just hodl, but I would just suggest don't spend, your kid's college fund. Don't spend, if you have if you have 50 extra bucks here, 100 extra bucks there, think of it like that. Be wise. If you're higher, can afford to lose a big chunk of money, this is certainly an investment worth looking at, in my humble opinion. But anyway, he's looking at this trend, and the chart really shows that after the declines, there's a raise. And there is some trends that are tracked. I'm not going to go into great detail, but you can look at this. Lee has produced his graph over the last 4 declines of 70 to 2010, and it has always experienced significant gains. So when you look at it, you can see that it tracks it out very. The bees are very theocratic today. I don't know. I guess it's because I'm so doggone sweet. I doubt it. But anyway, we digress. He warns about how risky it is. He talks about the MACD, which is the movement. It's a convergence divergence, and he talks about the RSI, which is the relative strength index, and how these correlate in his analysis to show when they're going to see and going up and such. So there is a MACD strategy. If you're interested, you can look that up. Basically, you can look at a free chart at Binance. You don't even have to sign up for Binance. You can just go to their website and then take a look. And you can pick BTC USD. That's a trading pair, Bitcoin for United States. And you look at the MACD, you pick the chart and pick a 1-day moving average. Some people say use the 1-week moving average. So see, again, it's all speculative, right? But if it's above the signal line, then is supposed to be a good time to buy the cryptocurrency. If the signal line goes above the MACD, then it's a time to get back into what they call a stable coin, hold a steady value. Like I'm not going to recommend one, but you can do your research on those. Some are better than others, or even back into US dollars. So that's a trading strategy, but it also shows the momentum, and if you stay within those ranges, generally, if the MACD doesn't change too quickly from above to below the signal line, you can get some profits. So if it changes right back and forth, then you kind of trade, and then you're going to have to get right back out again. So you're going to lose transaction fees. But just always remember to cut your losses if you are going to get into the trading game. But I'm a believer. If you want it, it's a little time consuming for me because I'm so busy, but you can put stop losses in. I've done that. I did pretty good with Bitcoin Cash. I don't know, back in, maybe it was May. You could look at my video. I got a thing on Bitcoin Cash, and it pumped a little bit, and I think I made between 25 and 30% on my investment. and then I put it into something else. But anyway, this is a really good. Bitcoin's definitely going to go up. Is it going to go up to 91,000? I don't know, but check it out. Do your research. It's definitely going to go up over time. It isn't going anywhere. You know, what did I hear yesterday? Huge company. You know, they're about ready to. The SCE is looking into being able to trade Bitcoin itself. So right now, what they do is they can trade Bitcoin futures and things like that, but they don't actually have Bitcoin. So in the next, probably be postponed until February, but there is a lot of things going on. There's companies that are actually starting to invest in Bitcoin itself and hold it. Canada just opened up the ability to cryptocurrencies into retirements and such. So that's all happening, and it's putting a lot of money in. And if you start to understand cryptocurrency, you'll find out the more money that's in the market, that pushes the dollars up, especially when the volume. Okay. One more quick article. I see my wife is driving up here. I was just going to make this quick and try to beat her to it. But another article here. I can't remember where I got it off a news article. Darn it, where it came from. But it was written by Osato Avin Nameo, and it was written on the 27th. It's called 7 out of every 10 cryptos have technically failed. So if you're in the cryptocurrency game and you start hearing all these guys on YouTube, oh, you know, this one's going to 10x and this one's going to 100x. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to make all this money. Buyer beware, right? Don't be a greenhorn, okay? Greenhorn is like, you know, the new horn on a deer. It's brand new, just like a little sprout, right? Horn. You know, in the old days when the prospectors were out there, the greenhorns, they went out and got killed and robbed and ripped off, and they were broke. Okay? That was most everybody, by the way. And the sourdoughs were, you know, really did their research and went out there, and wasn't too many lucky guys. It was actually a lot of guys that planned very hard and worked very hard and did a lot of research, and took a long time before they, you know, they weren't millionaires overnight. They had to be smart once they obtained a measure of success out there, or you could lose it again very quickly, because water has its level when it comes to finances. So chances are, if you're, you know, a W-2 worker, you get a check and you spend it. So unfortunately, that's programmed into your mind. So you've a real super high level of wealth, and you're thinking you're going to do that through cryptocurrencies. The deck is stacked against you because you're programmed incorrectly. So you might want to work on how money and things like that, if you're not already good at saving and stuff like that, before you jump into cryptocurrency. So, or you'll end up right back where you were. I guarantee it. But yeah, you know, last year in 2017, you could invest in every ICO, initial coin offering, every new token and cryptocurrency out there, and you'd have made, I think it was 1,200% if you invest amount in every single one. Even the losers, the winners, whether they were listed or not, you would have been a huge winner. So this year, would that happen again? Nope. Would it come close? Nope. I did a check, and I also heard someone else, a couple other guys reporting on it. If you invested in just the ones that were listed, which those are usually your better ones, then you would have lost 1% so far this year. Not too good. So seven out of every 10 have technically failed. So basically, I think what they're saying here is, you know, every token puts, and the white paper is kind of like their constitution, their roadmap, what they're going to do, and you know, they're supposed to accomplish certain things, like create their token and get it on a wallet and get it listed. And then a lot of these Ethereum-based coins actually run on smart contracts, and some of them are providing services and technology that people, when they buy the coin, it's like a utility. And but if you just look, the top losers, capital ICO funding, and some of these are ones that I'm one of them is one that I got a couple bucks in. Serum Labs, 158 million, their market cap 17 million, and they lost 141 million. So wow, they're running out of money. They spent a ton. Now, one thing about Serum Labs is they're producing very quickly. So that, I think that's happening next month. So they could see a return on that. Bancor, I'm just going to go through a couple. There's a whole list of losers here against their capital ICO funder. I'll give the name off of the list. Serum Labs, Puma Pay, Envision, Paragon, Bancor, Banks X, Crypto Solar Tech, Labs, and Litecoin. So they've all lost. There's a lot of scammers. A lot of these guys that started out, they raise all this money, they make all these promises, and then they just disappear. They go buy a somewhere in a country where it's safe. Pretty sad. So be really careful. I would just suggest it's hard to buy an attorney or anything. I'm not even sure it's legal to do it, but some guys try to find a way about it. But typically an ICO, now if you're like, oh man, I'm hearing about this ICO, it sounds so great, just keep an eye on it. And once the ICO goes, the coin value will typically go up as soon as they drop it on a exchange, and then again, the price will drop. So it'll go up and then it'll go down, and then you can start cost averaging in, and you may not make the first 10x that some of these ICO people make, but if it's a really good project, you should see some good profit off of it. So look for a good team, people that are well known, that aren't going to just disappear off the face of the earth. Just be safe. We are doing another live presentation in San Diego County. It's going to be in Alpine again. It is going to be during the daytime. I think it's going to be November. I think it was November 16th or whatever. Anyway, I'll post it later. And we might get a gig in Lakeside. Lakeside is in San Diego County, and that might happen in December or January. That's a ways out. So we'll see what happens and keep you posted. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Be safe. And oh yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. If you're on the YouTube, I got a affiliate link for the Ledger Nano hard wallet. That's a pretty good, safe way of getting a wallet. That is a direct link. Be very careful with your links, by the way. Always check to make sure it says HTTPS. Bookmark the site before you sign up to it for your exchanges and stuff. Never save the passwords, by the way. Just be safe. There's a lot of bad people out there. I have a link for Coinbase. Coinbase is a great way to get started. If you haven't looked at my videos on Bitcoin basics, Bitcoin crypto basics, there's a great section on there on how to get Bitcoin very cheap at less than 1/3%. And if you want my outline in a Word doc, just email me and stuff to get that, or you can go to our website at mountaincrypto.net and send me a message, and I will get you a document you can print out if you want, with step-by-step instructions on how to start a Coinbase account and buy Bitcoin very affordable. And also there's a great section in there on safety, how to be safe. So, and that's just written out for you. So check that out. And I'm your host, Shane Ripley with Mountain Crypto. Have a beautiful day. Beautiful kicks in. It's just gorgeous out here. Let's see, give the Facebook friends a Another view of the beautiful Cuyamaca. All right. Over and out.